it's definitely possible to teach an old dog new tricks. Hey you guys, it's Millville. Welcome back to my channel, and if it's your first time, thanks for stopping by. Today I want to talk about the top 5 reasons I have for why it's good to adopt an older dog. There's nothing like having a puppy around, but there's also nothing like having an older dog around. They are alike in so many ways, and then again, polar opposites. Both are great to have around, but there's something really special and fulfilling about having an older dog. Not to say that there's nothing fulfilling in having a baby, but it's just, I guess, a completely different experience, a more mature experience with an older dog, and you'll see in the examples that I have to share. So you're able to relax with a senior dog. Older dogs tend to be more laid back and chill versus a puppy who is always in your face, always jumping around, always breaking something. So with an older dog, you don't have to puppy proof your house, and when you come home in the evening, they're happy to see you, and they may play a little bit, they may not, and that's about it really. I'm not saying that older dogs lack the personality, the same amount of personality that puppies do. It's just different. It's just way more chill. My dogs, actually, Max is 10 and Roxy is 6. I've had them both their entire lives. Well, not their entire lives. I've had them both about, they were a little under a year when I got them, according to the vet. They were like a year or younger when I got both of them, so I consider that pretty much their entire lives. And Roxy was hyper from the get-go. She's 6 years old now, and she's still just as hyper. Max was very laid back. I thought he was an old dog, actually, when I first got him, because he's just always been chill. We call him Old Man. So he's been pretty much the same all 10 years. Sometimes he's hyper, and then sometimes he's not, but he's like more of a chill dog. That's just his personality. So you're not guaranteed to have a chill older dog, but chances are, just as with people, he's gonna be way more chill at 10 years old than he was at 2. Also, puppy proofing your house can get a bit tedious because puppies get into just about everything, especially if you have a bigger dog, because they have that like growth spurt between, what is it? I don't know, it's like 2 or 3 months. My friend has a lab, and that dog grew like twice its size about its 3rd month in. She had him from 8 weeks. And he's about 6 months old now. But he is huge, and he can stand up and knock things off the counter. He can jump on the counters. And just having to put everything in place just because he's a baby and hyper and everything is so interesting to him. Like it gets a little out of hand, she says. So, and like I said, just because your dog is older doesn't mean that it's just going to be laying around the house all day just doing nothing. Age ain't nothing but a number, you know? So it can be just as hyper as a puppy, or as it was when it was a puppy. You just don't know. It's just like humans, you know? Some older people have way more energy than I do. I'm actually pretty laid back, and I've always been pretty laid back and mature for my age. So it's the same here with dogs. They vary by personality, just like every other creature. Also, a lot of people are concerned with getting an older dog because they feel like they'll be more expensive as far as vet visits. But the thing is, just like with humans, you know, you go to the doctor throughout your entire life. So being older doesn't necessarily mean unhealthy, just like being younger doesn't necessarily mean healthy. So puppies can have injuries or illnesses just like older dogs, and older dogs can be perfectly healthy and happy and walking around just like a younger dog. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't going to be bumps in the road as your dog gets older, because Max and Roxy have both developed arthritis, but that's also in breeding as well. Roxy is a Chihuahua Pomeranian, and Max is a Corgi Chihuahua. They're both mutts, so they're mixed with a few other things, surely, but those are the 2 that I can see in them. And so Chihuahuas tend to have joint issues, and bigger dogs tend to have joint issues too. So it's best to know what breed of dog you have and what medical expenses to anticipate. And like I said before, it's just something about being with an older dog. I mean, I don't know, I grew up with Max. I first got him when I was 15, and 10 years later, we're still together, going strong. And it's just nice to grow with somebody. I've seen him age throughout the years, and I've seen myself become more responsible. I've experienced a lot of growth having a dog from such an early age, from such a young age, and having him for 10 whole years so far. And it's just, I don't know, there's a special connection you have. So that is me talking about growing up with a puppy to now my mature dog. But what we share now is very different from when we first met, and that could just be because, you know, we actually have a relationship now, a bond. But taking care of older dogs, it's just different. It's like more of a, I don't know, it's kind of like, it feels like more of a friendship. Have you ever, you know, like your younger nieces and nephews or your friends' kids, like it's fun to be around them and they're playful and it's like, yay, you know, we're friends, but not really. It just feels like fun time all the time. But with an older dog, it's just, I don't know, just more chill, and like, I guess because we know each other so well and because he is older and he listens better. Older dogs tend to listen better than younger dogs, just like with just about any other species probably. But it just feels like more of a connection, and we've also had time to build that connection. So that may not be the best example of having a senior dog, but I have met other dogs. My friend's parents, they just got a new dog. She's about 8, and she's just way more aware of like what she's doing and like your interactions than their younger dog. They have another dog that's 3 years old, and they've had her since she was a baby, and it's just two different worlds there, and I believe it is an age thing. But yeah, so along with that connection, there's also this just, I don't know, it's just, I feel it's a different fulfillment from having a younger animal. Having older dogs, being around older dogs, it just feels like I can make the rest of your life a really good life. I don't know what's happened before this point, before I met you at the shelter and adopted you at such an old age, but I know that the rest of your years here, I can do the best that I can to make sure that you're happy. And all the years are important, you know, your entire life is important, but just knowing that you can make a dog's life happy, like, I don't know, like, despite what it could have possibly gone through, such as abuse or abandonment, it just feels good. It's really rewarding. I mean, it's the same thing from getting a puppy from the shelter. It's like, hey, I have the ability to give you a really happy home and a really happy life. But with an older dog, it just kind of feels like, I don't know, I guess kind of like, I don't want to say hero, but I mean, you are rescuing it from the shelter. But it's just, I don't know, it's just a different vibe. It's just more fulfilling. It feels like, okay, I don't know what you've been through, but we're here now, and I can give you the best that I have. And it's just really fulfilling for that. I've mentioned my 2 dogs a lot, just because you guys know I have these 2 dogs and they are older, but my family has adopted many dogs, young and old, and there really is a difference in having an older dog and a younger dog, and they're both great experiences, and you know, I love both experiences. But I'm just here today to talk about older dogs and the benefits of having one of those. So I'm not bashing puppies. I'm just saying it's just a completely different experience with an older dog. So a lot of animals are sent to shelters because of guardian death, divorce, just straight up abandonment. I mean, it's like a lot of reasons. And so a lot of the time those animals feel like really lost and confused, and maybe like they can't trust any other humans, and especially older dogs, because they have had time to just go from house to house to house, like home from home, like different home, return to the shelter, then adopted again, returned again. I mean, some dogs have experienced that, whereas others have spent time with someone that they love and then that person died or had to give them away for some reason, and so they find it hard to trust someone else or to get past that previous relationship. Like, they will only respond to that owner, and it can get hard in those shelters, you know. And so just being able to work with a dog, to meet a dog and have it feel like it has a second chance and the ability to trust and love again, that's just something beautiful. And one of the best things about having an older dog or adopting an older dog is that it's trained in just about everything, mostly everything. You can teach it new words, but as far as potty trained, most older dogs know how to tell you, hey, I need to go outside. So you don't have to buy any puppy pads or any pee pads. And as far as communication, you'll have to teach them your own words. Like, I mean, basic words are walk or, you know, pee pee, those words, food, or treats, you know. Like, it's just however you communicate with your dog. So just basic commands. That's just for you to teach that individual dog. But most dogs come with their own list of commands that they know and come pretty trained. Like, not like sits, you know, like stay. Maybe not so much those commands. But as far as, hey, I'm hungry, I'm going to let you know. Hey, I have to go to the bathroom, I'm going to let you know. Most older dogs come, you know, able to communicate that to you. And if they aren't, it's not that much work to train a dog. I mean, it is commitment, but it's not like the end of the world. It's definitely possible to teach an old dog new tricks. You know, it's not that complicated. So that shouldn't be a reason for you to not get an older dog. So yeah, those are the 5 reasons I think it would be beneficial to adopt an older dog. If you know of any other reasons, or if you have any other reasons, let me know down below. If you have an older dog, let me know. If you have a puppy, let me know. Or any other type of animal, let me know and tell me your experience with them. If you've had them since they were babies, if you adopted them old, or if you're planning to adopt an older animal or puppy or a baby animal, let me know. Please remember to like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.